So now it's streaming live on YouTube.
Okay, go for it.
Go for it. Okay, well, thanks for coming to the last travelogue of the year. And so there will be 3 presentations tonight, 2 short ones, one from Linda, that is the second part of her Africa trip from what, 5 years ago, Linda?
Yes.
And so that'll be very good. So if people could mute themselves and turn off your videos also, except for Linda's going to be making some announcements. So if you turn off and Sarah's will be on. Sarah, I need you to keep your video on.
Okay.
Your audio. Okay, Catherine, your video is on. And so most people's videos are off. So that makes it easier if your video's off and your audio's off. And remind me when this starts for me to turn my video off too. All right, Brian, your video's on. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, but we need it off right now. There you go. All right, so we're going to have 3 different videos tonight. And Catherine, yours is still on, your video part. Not sure what that is. Let me do gallery view. So Sarah Warrens is going to tell us about a video that she is presenting to, oh, I'm sorry, Linda, go ahead and make announcements. I'm sorry.
Okay, I have one announcement. The election to the board is coming up this Thursday, preceding the speaker series. So I would appreciate as many members signing on for that as possible. You can sign up. If you sign up for the speaker series on Thursday, you will also be included in the board elections. And it will be very short, I guarantee, and we can get right into the speaker series, but it's obviously an important it's our annual meeting where we elect board members for the following couple of years.
All right.
That's it.
Okay, good. Now at the end of this, after each video, I'm gonna put on gallery view. If you have questions, you could then turn on your video and turn on you unmute yourself. But first of all, Sarah is going to tell us about the video she's presenting. So go ahead, Sarah, if you would.
Okay. Well, my slideshow or video is probably not a travel log in the strictest sense, but there are travel pictures in it, quite a few, and it documents a journey. And that journey is the one that my husband Carl and I have been on this past 12 months, like all of you have, through the COVID journey. I'm sure that a lot of you will identify with some of the themes in this show. And I'll just mention that all of the images and videos in this presentation were recorded with my iPhone. And that's it.
All right. Let's see what we can do, because hopefully it turns out if I make a mistake, well, I'll try to fix it. So here we go with Sarah's video.
Carl and I have been doing all we can to keep ourselves and others safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. Like most people, we've worn our masks, disinfected surfaces, used hand sanitizer, washed our hands a lot, and stayed at least 6 feet away from others. We gave up holiday dinners with our family. It's been a quiet time, but we've also made some good memories. I made this video to help us recall some of those good times. To pass the time at home, we've read a lot of books and played all kinds of games. we've baked bread and tried new recipes. We've watched football on TV, and we've watched some Netflix series. Carl painted some pictures, and I took a lot of pictures and made videos. We caught up with friends on Zoom. We played bingo with the grandchildren on Zoom and attended camera club events on Zoom. I taught myself how to cut Carl's hair and my own. We ordered things online and had them delivered. For variety, we ordered takeout. With our small bubble of friends, we've done some hiking, social distanced picnics, and patio coffee hours. And we've played tennis. We've done a lot of walking. Sometimes we just sat and listened to the birds. We've taken a lot of day trips that really gave us a lift. Some of these trips took place last spring and summer in Arizona. We didn't see many other people on these trips. Like I said, it's been a quiet time. Got to experience our first monsoon. Our fall day trips took place in Indiana. we spent a precious 2 hours with our daughters' families at a fun outdoor golf facility to celebrate our anniversary. And then there was the Bob Ross painting party for my birthday.
Oh, look at that. Can we do that on the legs of the ping pong table? I can't. We've got some red there. I just want to watch it. Red in the middle.
The two of us enjoyed driving by the Christmas lights in Indiana and then in Arizona. It's been a quiet time. So far, we've evaded the virus and we see light at the end of the tunnel. The vaccine has given us so much hope. Hope that soon we'll be able to gather unafraid with our friends, that soon we'll be able to safely hug our own kids and cuddle with our grandkids. And attend their sports events. That soon, little girls will again have tea parties, and little boys will be able to wrestle with their cousins after Thanksgiving dinner, and even spend the night with each other. We're so grateful for the frontline workers who have soldiered through this past year, putting themselves at risk to provide all of us with basic services and to save lives. We appreciate what the teachers and the parents have endured to keep the learning process going. There truly is hope on the horizon.
All right. Good job. Good job.
Very good, Sarah.
Thank you. I
Good
enjoyed
memory.
putting it together.
Yeah.
Good memories. All
Beautiful.
right. So if anyone has a comment or a question, you can turn your video on and raise your hand or whatever. Or share something about your year, maybe. But you have to turn your audio on and your video. Brian, did you have a question or a comment?
Very nice.
Thank you.
Let me see who else.
Very, very well done.
Thank you. Thanks, Linda.
Yeah, I like the Indiana stuff. I grew up there.
Oh, here's a couple of chats from Tom and Monica Parker. Fantastic. From Kurt Hively. I grew up near Fort Wayne. And
Yeah.
from Phil Rock. Wonderful video. Thanks.
You're welcome.
And from Joe Luhrmann. To everyone, that was nice. I failed to fully document the past year.
Well, that's why I did this show. I had planned to do it since last spring, actually. So it was kind of the culmination of everything I had taken pictures of, only just little snips of each one, just so that we could remember.
Yeah.
You know, Sarah, that was great. Sarah had given that to me about a month ago for use at Showtime this coming December. But Paul stole it away from me.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
But no, yeah, that's right. I went and just grabbed it away.
You may have to watch, people may have to watch it again in December.
Well, that's good. And you might make one chronicling this year too.
That would be fine.
Yeah, maybe somebody else would want to do one like that for Showtime.
I see Dell. I see Dell Bean. Dell, how you doing, Dell? Maybe he's not responding.
There he is.
Okay, so does anyone else have a comment or a question or anything? If not, we're going to move on to our next one.
Thank you.
This is Paul Hill from Canada. Really enjoyed playing tennis with Carl and Sarah, and really outstanding video. Thank you.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you very much.
All right. We're going to get ready now. Would Ron Berry be around anywhere? Ron is going to present the next video, and excuse me, it's a short one, and it's about portraits around the world. And I looked at it; it's very, very well done. So you may have comments, but Ron won't hear them, I don't think. So let me turn off my video, and hold on, turn it back on. I gotta share screen. I'll turn this on, turn my video off, and turn this on. And here we go, I think. I hope this works. Oh, wait, just a second, I'm gonna stop. All right, here we go. Let you give you a little time to read that. Trip to a series of portraits from here and abroad to the music of James Johnson's symphonic jazz. Okay, I don't know.
I love portraits.
Makes you want to go take pictures, doesn't it?
It does.
Those are really nice ones too. From
Well
all over the
done.
world, all over, beautiful. What else does anybody want to say to Ron so we can pass on the word before Linda starts? Anybody?
Excellent job. He did wonderful, wonderful, exceptional.
Yeah, we'll tell him. I thought it was too. The Kathmandu ones are really very cool, weren't they? From Neil Jordan, Ron, you have some wonderful portraits. Thanks for sharing. Mostly black and white. Very well done. Anybody else have a comment? This is your chance.
Yeah, I just like this Tom and Monica. I like the way the background always put the portrait in context of the location. Did a really good job on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some beautiful, beautiful people that he photographed with a lot of character. Okay, Linda, take it away. You are next on the stage.
Okay. I've got something blocking my control down here. There we go.
So you want to tell us first about it a little bit?
Okay, this is the second part of my 5-week Africa trip, and Patty Ferguson and I went on, although Patty came home before this trip started, and I did this as a solo, although I was traveling with OAT, so that I was with other people, but it was my first time traveling as a solo, and it was quite interesting. And all of this is Tanzania. Okay, so gotta get that up there. Here we go.
I'm just seeing you, Linda, not the presentation.
smell her because she's.
The one we saw before down there. Atulenge na msitu.
right, Linda, good job.
Thank you.
Linda, fantastic.
Thank you very much.
When did you go?
October, November 2016. So just about 5 years ago.
Fantastic. Are you going back?
I wish I could.
I'm thinking of my age. No, maybe
I-
not. So thank you for taking us vicariously. It was wonderful.
Thank you. Well, they don't provide little step stools to climb into the safari vehicles and stuff. So unless you're in pretty good shape, it's really not a good trip for anybody our age.
I've been thinking about that for the last 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, you need some, a woman 3 years ago called me up and said she was going on the trip. Did I have any suggestions for her before she left? And I said, yes, work on your upper body strength because you're going to need it to pull yourself into the vehicles. When she came back, she called me up and said, you were absolutely right.
Yeah. Oh, good advice. Good advice. Thank you again.
Did
You're
you
very
ever
welcome.
feel,
Good to see you,
Linda,
Joyce.
did you ever feel in danger, Linda?
Never.
Never.
No.
The portraits you took were just marvelous. That's your strength.
I love doing portraits. That and the animals, of course, are my main focus.
Well, your
over there.
landscapes were also quite good.
Well, I mean, you couldn't miss.
No.
Linda, I'm so glad that you gave that presentation. It was wonderful. My husband and I went on that same one, and your presentation brought back so many memories. And the people are just, pardon?
For me too.
Yes, yes. And you know, when we were visiting the schools, and I took pictures and I could show them their pictures. And so then the teachers said, would you send some? So I had a lot of them developed and sent them over there and got just a marvelous letter back. I mean, they're such gracious people.
Yes, they are.
OAT does an outstanding job.
They do. Absolutely, they do. And the only sort of bad part of this part of the trip for me was one of my two dogs was dying at home. And when I was staying in the lodge before the safari trip started, I explained to them that I had to communicate with home for the people who were taking care of him. And they would turn on their generators. Usually they turn off their generators. You probably know they turn off their generators during the day because they don't need the light. But they would turn on their generators so I could run my emails back and forth to check up on. They were just so gracious.
Yes. Yes, they were. And it was amazing how those children could walk to school. They would walk for miles.
Yeah.
And they would come and their clothes were just immaculate. We couldn't believe how clean those people were.
Yeah. Well, the last boy, the one that's leaning out the window with his two thumbs up, I wish I could have brought him home with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have anything to do with the Cape Buffalo?
Other than take pictures?
Okay, because they were sleeping under our tent a couple nights, and the people said, "Now just be sure to stay in your tent."
Yeah, yeah. Once you're in your tent, you don't go out. Well, the most fun thing for me, but also the most kind of creepy thing, was at that mobile camp where I said that I was sleeping, I was the only one in my tent and my cot was right up against the canvas wall. And as I said, I woke up because there was something chewing grass right on the other side of that canvas. And I'm going, I wonder what that is. There were a lot of zebras in the area, so it was probably a zebra, but I wasn't about to stick my head out to find out.
We had a lion sleep just outside of ours, and you could see the form of the animal, and
Wow.
we could hear him breathing. And I woke my husband up and I said, now be quiet because there's a lion right out there. And he laughed and he said, I was quiet. I was sleeping.
Well,
But that's a wonderful trip. Just absolutely wonderful.
it is, and tying the two, the Ultimate Africa and this trip together was absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what we did.
Yeah.
That's what we did too. And it was so good. Well, thank you so much for giving that. And I just wanted to compliment the Camera Club on all the presentations this year. I mean, they were just absolutely outstanding. And I just want you folks to know that it's appreciated all the time that you've put in to it. And it's really been a very nice way, to spend the year.
Thank you.
Thank
Everybody's worked really hard to bring as much as we could to the members this year, because I know it's been appreciated by everybody.
Linda, there's a question. Were there any animals that you saw in the first part of your trip and not in Tanzania?
I don't think so.
Okay.
There were different kinds of, actually, yes. Some of the antelope, the different kinds of antelopes were different. In Botswana, there was kudu and sable, and there's something else too, I can't think of it off the top of my head, that they didn't have. They had different kinds of antelopes in Tanzania.
Okay.
But one of the most amazing things that I don't know whether people really caught this, but how close those animals were to the vehicles that we were in. I mean, you could, I tried to get part of the front of the vehicle so you could see the lions walking right next to us. They weren't phased in the least, and we were under strict instructions to not move and not make any noise, and definitely don't stand up, because if you did any of those three things, you would become prey. Not pleasant.
Has that ever happened to anyone, I wonder?
I don't, if it did, they didn't tell us.
They probably didn't want to.
No.
If anybody has a question or a comment they want to say, I would say this: turn on your video and unmute yourself. And if you don't, well, that's okay. But if you do, we'd like to see you, I think.
My
wonderful. Oh,
that's picture.
You took that? You took that?
Yes, that was part of the Ultimate Africa trip.
Oh, great job. Wonderful images of the animals and especially the people. Someone else commented.
Thank you.
And wonderful was from Kirk. Beautiful way to end the season's travelogue from Tom and Monica Parker. I think they're on the screen right now. Did you want to say something, Tom and Monica?
We're just wondering, Linda, did you time your trip to maximize the number of animals you were going to see, or migrations, that sort of thing?
Actually, there was a drought, but Chobe, in the Ultimate Africa trip, the first part of the trip, Chobe National Park, October is the time to see elephants, and elephants, the number one animal I wanted to see and see a lot of was elephants, which I certainly did. That's a really good time to go because it is drier. The grasses aren't real high, except in that one place where I wanted to take the chase. but the grasses aren't real high, so it's much easier to see the animals. I asked our trip leader, when would be another really good time to do the same trip, and he said April, where it's rainier. It has, you know, they get the winter rains, so it's greener, but and a little bit harder to see the animals. But there are a lot of animals at that time, and the babies are coming in then too.
Millions of animals.
Yeah.
Do Phil Nicolay or Mrs. Phil want to say something?
Yeah, I had, besides the pictures being just beautiful, and you couldn't have got exposed to more wildlife than you did. It was really fabulous.
Yeah.
I had two takeaways that I thought were important. One was the doctor, the allergist, who indicated that, or who they indicated that, oh, there's no allergies there because the kids play in the dirt and build up immunity.
Immunities. Yep.
So, and that's what they've been saying in the United States now.
Yeah.
Don't keep your kids so clean. Let them eat dirt. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. And if you might be interested to know that you remember the little short guy, American, that was dancing with the Masai men.
Yeah.
That was the pediatric allergist, and he said, and his wife, he was not thrilled to be on that trip, and his wife had convinced him that they should do it. And he said he was going to get a T-shirt when he came home saying, "I survived the Serengeti."
That's good.
Well, my other major takeaway from this was, I think there were Swahili or something, where they indicated that the women tend to stock, take care of the kids,
everything,
and feed the husband, and the husband goes under a tree and thinks. And I thought to myself, where did I go wrong? Isn't Debbie so lucky she's not living over there?
Oh, wow.
That was my major takeaway.
Some of us women thought that we might take the African women aside and let them know what it's like over here.
Well, hey, that being said, there's some of that in Australia. Australia women are second-class citizens, and when I was in Vietnam, I had friends that went to Australia, and because the American men treated the Australian women so well, they went over there and they were gold. And a lot of them had the women invite them to come back after they got out of the military. They got them jobs. They provided places for them to live, because the Australian men are not American, are not kind and considerate. So I thought that was noteworthy too. Well, anyway, thank you.
You're very welcome. One of the things that impressed me on both trips going into the schools was how respectful the children are.
Yes.
In fact, and they speak so quietly. They were all very excited to show off their English skills, but I often had to tell them to speak up because they spoke so softly.
Yeah. Okay, one thing I do want to say is that the men watching this right now, I would have your wife serve you some dirt tomorrow and make you healthier. Okay?
So what?
Serve dirt.
Oh.
So to make you healthy.
It might be too late for us, Paul.
I don't know.
But the grandchildren.
I'll see what Becky will do for me. Is there anybody else, any other thing you want to say, Linda, about your experience? I'm sure you could write a book.
It was definitely a trip of a lifetime.
Yes.
I had wanted to do it since I was a little girl, and my husband had absolutely no interest in going. And after he passed away, I said to myself, what can I now do that I couldn't do while he was still alive? And I went, aha. I know. And don't wait.
Don't wait, yeah.
Don't wait. Don't say, oh, I can go do that trip. Well, you know, we've had to wait for a year and a half, basically. OAT, I just got a notice that OAT is starting to open up some of their trips, although they're not opening trips to Africa yet because they're not getting the vaccines down there that we're getting here. So it's still pretty rampant down there. I still occasionally stay in touch with the trip leader on the Ultimate Africa trip.
Oh,
He was phenomenal. But
Wow.
Lucas was a kid. Oh, really interesting thing. One of the gals that was on the Serengeti trip, she was traveling with her mother, and they had done this trip, I don't know how many years before, but let's say 5 years before or so. And the young woman said, you know, Lucas looks really familiar. And she went through her iPhone and found a picture of him when he was still in Masai garb.
Mhm.
And he had tremendous personality. And we figured that he eventually will end up as a trip leader because he was way better than the trip leader on that trip.
Oh, wow. Well, it sounds like a fantastic thing, Linda.
But that's right. That's right what you say as far as don't wait, because I know when my husband and I went, we had so many people say, well, that's a good thing that you're going now because you won't be able to go, you know, later.
Right.
Time to go.
And the sunsets were beautiful, weren't they?
Yes.
The sunsets were just unbelievable.
Yeah. It's almost as pretty as Arizona.
Almost.
Yeah, right.
Almost.
In fact, there were, not in the Serengeti part of the trip, but in the earlier trip, there were areas that really reminded me of the area that we live in here.
Yes.
And I kept saying to Patty, you know what? This really feels like home.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. With a lot more animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very good way to end everything, Linda. Thank you so much. And this is last one for a while. I think the next one is in November. And if anybody has a travelogue, please contact me. It can be 10, 15, 20 minutes. We try to keep it like that, if at all possible. It could be black and white, color, whatever. Like the one tonight was portraits, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You could say it was a travelogue in a way. So contact me, contact the club if you have something. After all, this is the camera club, and take a lot of pictures and put them together. Make a show for us to see. Okay?
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for doing the travelogue this year.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you all for being here. I know Kirk Hively. Are you there, Kirk? If Kirk is going to be one of the first ones, because I have one of his that I have saved, and there are a few others. All right.
Yeah, I've got about a half dozen for you.
Yeah, I know I'm going to do one on something about France.
Oh, good.
And you said about Italy also. So anyway, get that to me.
Will do.
All right.
Great.
All right. Well, thank you all.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.